Welcome back. Now, it's been months of lockdown and staying out of school for the kids. But come Monday, the hustle and grind of school life will begin again. And parents, teachers, caregivers all over the world, well, all over Nigeria, have to do their bit to keep children safe. We have Dr. Chibuki Aigbe with us, and he's going to join us to talk about some tips when it comes to safety. And our quality improvement manager at Avon HMO, and she's over 8 years of experience in clinical and administrative medicine. Welcome to the show. Hopefully you can hear me loud and clear. Good morning.
Is this better?
Hi, yes, fantastic.
Hi, good morning.
Great to hear from you.
I can't hear
Great
you
to see
so
you.
well, but I guess
Now
we'll have to make do.
We are both smiling at this point about this topic, but there are some parents that do not have smiles on their faces right now. They're nervous, they're anxious, they don't know exactly what's going to happen. First of all, let's talk about expectations. When it comes to the health of our kids, when they get back to school, what should parents look out for?
So the truth about the matter is everybody is still very much apprehensive, like you said, about this COVID-19. However, education is key. Education remains key. I mean, we're less afraid if we don't know what to do and what this is all about. So first and foremost, I think parents have to educate their children, no matter how young. You know, your toddlers, your kids in primary school, secondary school, and even university. And even if you have kids with special needs, they should be aware that there's this disease and how to prevent it, and preventive measures. I mean, education should start from the home, even before school. And the schools also expected, on the best safety measures and procedures to keep children safe. What specific steps they're taking to keep their ward safe?
Okay, so I'm on the PTA of my children's school, of course, and they've already started having meetings, putting things together. They've drawn up an action plan. So for parents now, I believe they should have some kind of action plan as well, preparing for going back to school. What are the things you believe parents should put in place before that dreaded Monday resumption date?
So good thing is that at least most schools are starting to stagger resumption, physical schools. So what they have started with is online schooling for now, okay? And then parents who are comfortable enough to let the kids resume, because having school resume is one thing, and having parents actually comfortable enough to resume school is another thing. So parents who are comfortable enough to resume school, have the kids resume school, actually do resume school. It's not even 5 days a week. So we're expecting that the school makes available simple checks, temperature checks, right? Even stagger times of resumption. So you don't have a situation where school students are rushing into school, okay? We should have a stagger time of resumption, make it an open time. You don't have students who also come in too early or resume too late, right? So each class should have a specific time of resumption or even a specific day of being in school, so as to maintain a particular number of students available at the same time in class. Having said that, we also want the school to make a sick bay available, right? And well-equipped sick bay at that, okay? And even have access to, so even if the school might not have an ambulance, the school should have access to an ambulance so that in case there's an emergency, they're able to convey the ill child to a hospital. Thirdly, you should have a school, the school should be able to have access, very quick access to COVID-19 testing centers, okay, or have contact with doctors or diagnostic centers that can come into school to have children who are suspected to have COVID-19 tested. Having said all of this, okay, I mean, kids will always be kids. right?
Very true.
I find it difficult to believe that you should have the teachers supervise these children a bit more closely than they would have on a normal day. So parents should let their kids go to school with face masks, breathable face masks, not one, not two, but at least three, right? And teach them how to safely put them on and safely take them out, right?
Okay.
I mean, you should know that label your face mask so that you don't have kids sharing face masks. So yours looks cooler than mine, and
Okay.
the teachers are confused which face mask belongs to which kids. So you should label your children's face masks. If you can afford the disposable ones, fine. If you have them reusable, that's okay as well. But I mean, as many as possible. Also have
so I hear you
hand
saying
sanitizers or alcohol, at least 60%.
So I hear you saying basically give your children
wipe down their
some protective
workstations,
gear
wipe down
to
their
wear.
hands.
I hear you saying give your children some protective gear to wear every day, but then there is that worry that, you know, kids are going to be kids. For instance, if you give your child a very nice, very colorful, playful one that the child is interested in wearing, you know, what's the chance that your child might just decide to exchange it with another child and say, you know, I don't want this Mickey Mouse mask. I want this, you know, I want this Bugs Bunny mask, and exchange it. You know, so those worries are always there. What is it that parents can do at home to actually monitor and see if their children are actually still healthy after the first 2 weeks? Because they do say if, for instance, a child or anyone is to be infected, it'll take 14 days for anybody to notice. So what should parents do in that regard?
So like I had mentioned earlier, so there's only, the parents should label each face mask. So each face mask should bear the child's name, and the teacher should also be aware and closely supervise them. So if you had 2 teachers per class normally, you should have 3 teachers now, right? Also wear face masks themselves, especially if they're going to work closely with the kids. Even if they, you know, so typically in the class, you have your teacher standing right in front of the class giving talks. At that time, the teacher may not have to wear a face mask because it's not very close, even though that there could be an inoculum, the teacher could release droplets if infected, right, to the student. So a face shield could do. But if the teacher is going to come close to a child to monitor the child should wear a face mask. So the teacher should wear a face mask and the child should wear a face mask if you're coming to look over the child to see what the child is doing. So I'm saying that the teachers, the responsibility and the onus is on the teachers to look at these children and supervise them more closely, you know, so that at any given time you're able to pick, oh no, this child is not with my face, he's not wearing his face mask that he came with, or Oreoluwa is wearing Temitope's mask or Hassan's mask because it's written on the face mask.
Okay. Now, there are some other things, you know, we have to wrap it up now, but just to say that, you know, parents are anxious about this all over the world. It's not just us. It's just something we're going to have to go through. Thank you so much, Dr. Chibuike, for sharing with us today. And yeah, let's talk a little bit more about this on social media. Use our handles and our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC. Thanks, Doc. Wow, it is definitely a very brand new era. Things have changed, really. And I know that, well, despite the changes, some things remain the same. Our lovely viewers have been standing by to see what our chef has put together for us. Nathaniel is always hard at work in the kitchen whenever he comes in. I'm wondering what it's looking like.